Hi, I'm Lauren McDonald, and today we're going to talk about the intersection of content marketing and email marketing. As a marketer, you're aware that content marketing has probably been one of the hottest trends and topics the last couple of years, but it's really been, primarily a tactic or strategy, if you will, that's been used by B2B marketers. But today I want to talk about some ideas of how a lot of B2C marketers and email marketers in particular are using content in their email marketing programs to increase engagement as well as conversions and revenues. So if you're an email marketer and you work for an e-commerce company or retailer, you know what it's like. The big boss comes into your office and you get into that argument about sending more email, right? And we know why the bosses want to send more email. Every time you send an email, it drives more revenue. But there's a trade-off, right? You send too much email, you drive people away, engagement goes down, and your churn goes up significantly. So how do you balance that sort of need to drive more revenue, send more email without causing a dramatic increase in list churn and disengagement? And that's where content comes in. So I'm going to walk through a couple of examples of ways to incorporate content in your sort of retail e-commerce email program. The first one is really quite simple. It's the idea of using email content to basically teach and educate your prospects and customers how to buy the right products, right? So when you think about things like browse abandonment, cart abandonment, and other kind of remarketing programs, there's a reason that they haven't completed that conversion, and it's probably that they haven't actually come across or found or are sure that they found the exact right product. So use content in those kind of remarketing efforts that's not just say, hey, come back and buy the product, but send them to things like calculators and wizards and reviews and recommendations and things, content that actually can help them basically make the decision that they're going to buy the actual right product. So, create that content that gives them confidence in buying the perfect product just for them. The second one is the idea of using content to help them get the most out of the product once they've purchased it, right? So it's the idea of, they buy something, let's say out here on the West Coast, like a rain barrel, where we're having rain at the moment, but in a 100-year drought. And a lot of people don't actually know how to use and set up a rain barrel. What is the right approach to it? So if you get that sale on a product like that, create a series of emails after the fact that actually walks them through sort of tips and best practices, using sort of triggered programs and videos and customer feedback and things like that, content that really help them get the most out of it. Another one is kind of the exact opposite, right? The idea that customers and prospects aren't exactly sure that they need a product, right? It's the idea of discovery, of that sort of idea of surprising people. So create content. One of my favorite examples is a client that basically sends out recipes and examples of different kind of baking products that can use pumpkins right before Halloween, right? So it's something that people weren't necessarily thinking about how they could use their pumpkins, but it's a great way, great tip, great example of basically surprising people with great content that they can discover that they actually need to buy, in this case, ingredients that would go into pumpkin bread and pumpkin pies and things like that, pans and stuff like that. So those are just a couple of quick examples. If you check out the blog associated with this video, you'll find several other ideas and tips of how to incorporate content into your email marketing program.